Hello, Livers. This is Jason Love of Jason Loves Live. Are you saying hello? Frumpkin's really wound up because he loves this song, and he plays it at triple speed or double speed. Do you like that song? Do you like Winnie the Pooh song? It's by like Pogo. It's like a remix of, they auto-tune the thing and then remix it. Anyways, I also shaved this weekend. It's been a busy weekend, as some of you guys know. I'm going to post this weekend's video. I was going to do it today, but due to some technical issues, I can't edit, or at least I can't get like the music to edit. So I was like, I'll edit tomorrow, that video tomorrow. So, got a great question from Libby, we appreciate you. Libby, thank you for all the good questions about vaccinations and fear of vaccinations. And you didn't say anti-vaxxers, but there's anti-vaxxers, and that's basically the topic. I do want to go more in depth on this video, in another video in the future. Probably, it'll take some time because I like to do more research. So if you have some great links you'd like to share, put them down there. I have done research on it, and then just it's been a long time, but I haven't put in like super in-depth research. More than average, however, and like you said, Libby, and I'm sure like many of the people on here, you did your research because your child had autism or somebody had autism that you loved, or something similar to that. And my thoughts on it is, I kind of follow the scientific community in the sense that I don't see any direct link. Now, I'm totally okay with saying that I could be wrong. While I do teach science, I am definitely not that type of scientist or scientist. Pumpkin, your milk. So I can only answer from a layman's perspective, but I do know that like the mercury stuff is part of, because you mentioned mercury in there and some other kind of questionable, scary things. We can take in mercury. You know, we do it in fish. There's all these other things where we take in mercury. It's not, and actually, like one of the reasons why mercury is sort of pushed as like dangerous is because mercury used to be pushed as a medicine, and so that's one of the reasons why, like, there's a lot of things that are actually bad for us that we're exposed to, but it's really like a question of level, right, of how much, and so, so I was just listening and sort of randomly was hearing about how Abraham Lincoln was actually taking straight mercury as like a pill for, I forget what it was supposed to help. Oh, he had headaches. And they thought that mercury would help with that. So he was taking, it was a brand, and I don't remember the brand, but I thought that was fascinating. Or mercury used to be used in the bands of hats. And so that's why the Mad Hatter was all from mercury poisoning. Yes, I think that's correct. So that's one of the reasons why it's, I think, more like pushed, is like how scary mercury is, and not to like downplay it. Mercury is bad for your neurological system, and they were even saying with Abraham Lincoln that he had some moodiness or like some weird things at a certain point, that has been recorded, with letters, and that was probably caused from, they don't have evidence to prove it, but it's probably caused by the fact that he was taking pure mercury. But the evidence doesn't support that. My thought on that is, I realize that it could be a double factor issue, and that would cause some issues with the data. So it could be autism.
I'm in the milk.
You drink your milk?
Mm-hmm.
You want to say hi? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. Can you go sit down?
No.
Because I can hear your music. Can you turn your music down?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say hi?
No.
Okay.
Say bye.
Well, we don't want the music on there because I don't have copyrights for it. So can we turn it down?
Yes.
Or do you want to go sit over by? Do you want to go by Mama?
No, all I have to do is turn down.
Okay, we can turn it down. We can turn it down. Okay.
Ching, ching, ching.
Ching, ching, ching.
Wow. Ching, ching, ching.
So I think what I was talking about was it could be a dual role, right? So it could be that
Stand.
it is
Stand.
it is.
Sat down.
I need you to stop, please.
Sat down.
Okay.
Sand. 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 I want to stand.
Miss Do it down? Okay, I tucked him in. I'll be interested to see if he stays asleep. Anyways, so that if there's two, like, what is it? Two causes, I guess, right? So you'd say, okay, maybe vaccines is affecting them, and then they also have a genetic, something or other. Again, I don't know. Data doesn't seem to support that, but I'm not saying I wouldn't throw that away. And I definitely don't think we should just stop questioning and stop testing. Like, that's important because, if we're gonna find an answer, you got to keep looking. But I also don't like people who make all these claims. There's even like occasional doctors who will make claims.
Stand. 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 Stand.
Are you just acting crazy? Alright, again, I apologize. I'll do a fuller, longer video. Not say longer, but more in-depth video one more time. Interruptions make it hard to stay focused, as well as doing a little more research would help. Another big point is that people who haven't been vaccinated also get autism, and not everyone who gets vaccinated has autism. So that's why I'm like, well, it could be like a dual thing. Like, there could be factors in there, but all the studies don't show that. And I'm not really sure why people are making these connections. I think it's just something that somebody latched onto. And again, like I said, I could be wrong, and I accept the fact that I could be wrong. There's just no data to show that. And, they latched onto this idea, and then they're like, oh, look at the correlation, which we all know is not, first of all, it's even questionable whether it's an actual correlation of increased vaccinations by, and that's a completely different topic. So I'm going to cut there. So my feeling is I have no reason to believe vaccines cause autism. Science has no reason to believe that. That doesn't mean we shouldn't stop looking. Doesn't mean we shouldn't still question and do. I mean, it doesn't make sense to keep doing the same experiment over and over again, but like try new ones and figure out whether maybe there's multiple factors involved. Maybe it's a part genetics, and then the vaccines cause it. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many parts. I feel like I should do a whole series on autism and vaccination. But I also understand why people are nervous about vaccines, even if they don't cause autism. And so I'm not sure. I go back and forth. I definitely think people should have them. I'm pro-vaccines. Trumpkin gets them and has his vaccines. And Pumpkin's got them. And, but yeah, I mean, should people have the right to not get vaccines? I get why, like, schools force kids to get vaccines, basically, because it just, I don't know. I don't feel like I know enough information, and I don't have any kind of like political power, anyways, to make those parts, those decisions of what. But I also think, especially when you get to the point of like chickenpox, where you're just like, do you make a kid have chickenpox? It's not like a deadly thing. I feel like those should be more optional. Although I guess kids could die from chickenpox. I assume, like small kids. I don't know. So yeah, it's controversial. I'm interested in the topic. That's why I'd like to do a longer video, just because I know that most of the anti-vaxxers are terrible in their science, and they kind of like pick and choose, like most things. And 90% of what like the really hardcore ones say, I, I'm I get kind of angry about because they're playing off people's fears. But then again, they have the fear. I don't know. It's scientists. The idea that the whole scientists community is like a conspiracy theory, like that's the stuff that angers me because it's like, look at all the medical breakthroughs, and you're telling me that for some reason they're choosing this one thing to get rich off of. And I don't even know how they would get rich off of it because it doesn't make sense. Sorry, those are the things that really annoy me is when they're sort of like making these crazy claims that they have no basis in, and then there's a few actual people who has some credentials, like a few. I know there's one or two doctors that people always cite, and it's like, yeah, that's like one doctor out of thousands of doctors. I don't know how many doctors are in the U.S., but there's a lot, right? Every town has a doctor, and so yeah, this is getting a little long and a little ranty. So I will leave it at that. I don't believe there's a connection, and I say believe in the sense that it could be wrong, but there's at least no like direct, because there's plenty of people who get vaccines who are not have autism, and plenty of people who
Cow is just milk.
yeah, cows make milk. That's right. Yeah, but then again, you gotta decide your own thing on, even if it's not vaccines causing autism. Whether you like vaccines is a whole different topic. So again, apologize for making this long. It's nighttime. I gotta go to bed. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon.